One of the biggest issues that comes up, especially with small businesses, is cash flow and access to credit to sometimes be able to handle what I would call the financial concertina between accounts payable and accounts receivable. There are other things such as expansion and again, just maintaining cash flows so that you can continue to move forward. And especially if you're a small business here in Santa Clarita, by which you have a minimum of at least 2 employees and other certain requirements there. So certain things that you want to make sure that you are moving forward as a successful business. You still want to be able to access some credit. Here to talk about that today from Camino Financial is Sean and Kenny Salas. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So let's talk about this. And you've got some really great services. And first of all, you can offer businesses a credit assessment. Now, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'll start and go ahead and say that we're very proud to be in Santa Clarita Valley and be able to service all the small businesses here. And we start that with beginning a conversation around how does your credit profile look like from the perspective of a lender? Too often do we find that small businesses are being rejected by traditional banks such as a Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and there are real reasons behind that. It's actually not Wells Fargo just trying to shut you out. So what we do is we try to bridge the gap around educating the small business owner and understanding how they're better positioned to get access to capital. And we do that through our credit assessment tool.
And that's important because there are different ways of improving credit from your consumer personal side to what happens on the business side, because there's in some cases from a creditor's point of view, there's so much more of an element of risk, right?
That's absolutely right. So the way we assess the credit are in four different facets, if you will. And one of those facets is the personal credit. While we believe that traditional lenders do overweight the strength of your personal credit and what the influence it has on your business, it is a consideration. So we talk to people and tell them, hey, you know what, maybe you need to have a personal credit score of at least 680 and above. And the reason why is because personal credit is an indication of the character of the business. And if the business is primarily driven off of one individual, independent of the 2 or 3 or 10 employees that it has, that individual's influence on the business and the ability to pay back its debt is important. That said, we look at other facets that we believe have larger weighting in terms of how the credit of a business should be assessed. The other one that I'll start with is cash flows. I think too often people forget that you need to have cash flows to be able to take on debt. This is not an equity investment. This is debt investment. And as a result, the first thing that business is going to look at is their cash flows, but that requires income statements, that requires bank statements. And so we draw perspective to that. The second thing we look at is the capital structure. Do you already have debt on the business? And if not, we try to educate the small business owner on why a little bit of debt can go a long way in helping you grow the business, but prudent amounts of debt. You don't want to over leverage your business. And then the fourth and last facet that we look at in terms of assessing your credit are your business attributes. Too often do we see small businesses with high customer concentration where the largest customer is bringing in 80 to 90% of the business. Well, there is inherent risk in customer concentration. Why? Because if that customer leaves one day for X or Y reason, that business is going to go cash flow negative, and therefore that's not a good credit story. So we help small businesses evaluate all these different facets. We can do that over the course of a 10-minute application, and we auto-populate a 9-page credit assessment report. And Kenny and I are available to have a free 30-minute consultation with every small business owner that fills out this 10-minute application. There's a lot of inherent value in understanding your credit profile, and it can result in short-term savings with access to capital and longer-term savings.
And that's really important, especially businesses who don't realize that. They might have started out not realizing that they're going to grow as quickly or want to grow as quickly as they can. And you're right about the customer concentration, because as we know, as loyalty only goes so far in many cases as who's going to give it at a better rate or a better service. So that is something really important to understand. A credit assessment, you can learn more at caminofinancial.com, or you can call them directly, 481-2206. That's in the 661 area code. Of course, located in beautiful, awesome town on Magic Mountain Parkway. Can we touch on some of the other products and services that you offer? Because you also have things like term loans, emergent cash advance, SBA loans, just in the few minutes that we have left.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of our products are catered towards providing a bridge financing when a business owner doesn't have access to an SBA loan through a traditional bank such as a Wells Fargo and a Bank of America. And so we offer very short-term revolving credit line called the Merchant Cash Advance, another short-term between 6 and 12-month products, and we also offer products up to 4 years. And the idea here is we're able to give credit to people that do not have access to that capital, and so that they can begin building their business credit, so that within a 2 or 4 year time frame, they have access to government-sponsored capital.
Exactly. So first and foremost, the credit assessment kind of sets up the business owner to the bigger picture, things that they can have access to down the road. And a lot of businesses here, I'm sure you encounter, don't always think of that. They sometimes they got their heads so they're working on the business, not in the business, or vice versa, and they don't think about those big picture things that can really take them to that level that they want to be, where they can access it. Money is as important as your service and your pricing and everything else.
And if I also may add,
You may.
If somebody comes to us with our products, we're able to fund them within 4 business days.
And that is outstanding.
Because in many cases, when you go to a traditional bank, based on a lot of the reasons Sean just mentioned, you can't have access to capital within that specified time frame. So we're addressing that key pain point that a lot of small business owners experience, as you just alluded to. I need capital. Unfortunately, I haven't been thinking about this over the last year, but I need capital today because I have a great business opportunity. I just closed a contract that's going to give me guaranteed cash flows with our products. And if you go to our website, you can see more detail based on your business needs. We can provide that very quickly.
Outstanding. Sean and Kenny Salas, Camino Financial. If you're a small business with at least 2 employees, you want to check them out. And if nothing else, get the credit assessment to find out what you may be missing out on. CaminoFinancial.com. Number also 481-2206. We have information on our website as well at hometownstation.com, and they are located on Magic Mountain Parkway, and all that information is right there on their website. Guys, thanks so much for coming in, and it's really, really insightful information.